Hello there, everybody. My name is Ashley Hunt, Senior Project Management Instructor, and I want to talk about why it feels like or seems like Agile is everywhere. So, we're going to talk about the differences between Agile, what exams are going to change, why this new push for Agile across multiple types of industries. A lot of the reason is because we are now firmly in the technological age, and there are a lot of organizations that are starting to see the value in shorter iterations, changes that are acceptable outside a formal, heavy change control environment. And it also works well in a virtual environment where a lot of us have found ourselves in the last several years due to the pandemic or otherwise. Agile allows teams to be self directed and self managed. So, a lot of this has to do with a virtual workflow, the ability to use a task board, self directed, self managed teams, more leadership, less management. In fact, there's a big focus these days, and I'll talk about the PMP exam here in just a minute, but there's a big focus these days on people, process, and business environment in order to be open to rapid changes. But there's a lot of questions about it. Agile is not a one size fits all approach, neither is predictive or waterfall project management. A lot of organizations these days are incorporating a little bit of both, either from the top down initiative from senior management or project managers saying, hey, you know what? We're going to do daily stand up meetings. We run predictive projects, but we're going to incorporate some of these best practices. Does Agile work for everything? No, it can be used in a hybrid as mentioned, and some best practices have to be utilized dependent on your organization, your customers, your stakeholders, your deliverables. And so the reason why we're starting to see a lot of Agile is also because the big project management exams are changing to conform more with the ability to not have this one size fits all type of project management that we saw in siloed approaches and functional organizations or the project management body of knowledge up until the sixth edition. The sixth edition is being retired. We're going to talk about that. But the sixth edition did have considerations for Agile, and the Agile Practice Guide was a companion guide for the project management professional. The PMP is being updated. The Certified Associate in Project Management, which was 100% sixth edition predictive waterfall project management oriented, is also going to be getting a facelift here. No dates yet, but probably following the PMP update. CompTIA Project Plus is also updating. I just laid eyes on what the new exam is going to look like. And trust me when I say there's a lot of agile on there as well as predictive. And they're adding in a lot of those aspects of security to their exams. So lots of big changes in the exams for project management. Yes, as mentioned, the PMP exam is changing. Hasn't changed yet, so don't worry if you've already scheduled your exam or scheduled a class with us. Everything is up to date on our end. But the PMBOK Guide, the Project Management Body of Knowledge, 6th edition is being retired March 22nd. That's what they're saying. Now, that does not mean an immediate switch to the exam questions or anything like that. There will be a rollout, and we are authorized training partners, so we will have the most up to date information as it comes out. And PMI will make sure that we have the updated information before they make any changes to the exam. So you don't have to worry, you always have the most up to date information. Now, the Agile Practice Guide was not listed as one of the retired books for the exam because the PMP exam is currently 50-50. 50% Agile, 50% predictive. There are also hybrid questions on that exam as well. And it's broken out into 3 different domains: people, process, and business environment. That's what they're scoring on now. The 7th edition Project Management Body of Knowledge is already out. And so if you are interested in the direction that this is all headed, I highly suggest you either join the Project Management Institute, get a free download, or just buy one and check it out. PMI Standards Plus begins the new PMBOK guide. And if you're a member, you will have access to those standards. And I go through all of this in our classes as well. But as mentioned, as authorized training partners, we have the most up-to-date information. But why? Why is Agile so influential these days? Quite frankly, the technological age, software development, hardware development, cutting edge, virtual reality, robots, all of those things are going to benefit from agile implementation? It's all going to depend on the life cycles of your project. What development life cycle might be appropriate for this project versus that project? What is your organizational culture like? How complex is it? How open is your organization to change, to adapt? How will knowledge be managed on the project in short iterations of 2 weeks or a month? Or is it front loaded planning for a predicted result? It will totally depend on the types of deliverables and organizational dynamics. Do you have formal change control? If you have a formal change control board or a procedure, might not benefit as well from full blown agile. How is the project overseen or governed? Do you have a project management office? How are you going to document your lessons learned? Do you do retrospectives or do you have a lessons learned meeting at the end? How and when will you communicate the benefits? In an agile project, value is released after each iteration, whereas in a predictive project, usually value to the customer, organization, product, service, or result is released at the end. So, what's the difference? Agile and predictive. Predictive projects benefit from Gantt charts, timelines, milestones, resource pools, allocating resources across multiple projects, dependencies between activities and relationships. A comes first, then B, then C. There's no other way to do it. Cost accounting for sure, various performance metrics that your stakeholders want to see, a lot of reports, numerous views of project work, and having that full front loaded plan for the predicted project. You know what the end result's going to be, so you can build plans toward that and set baselines and report and execute project work through the project life cycle. Whereas Agile works with more task boards. If you're interested in Kanban boards or task boards or Scrum boards, there's a ton of them out there, and we definitely go through those in class as well. But it's a visual workflow, ease of use, adaptable to changes, a set framework, collaborative workspaces. Agile is more open to change, to self-directed, self-managed teams, less management, more leadership. So why is Agile all over the place? Because there are certain industries, projects that benefit from the flexibility that an Agile framework like Scrum or Extreme Programming can bring to the table. Hybrids, definitely. A lot of people come to a predictive class, we talk about Agile, and they think, I can definitely do that. Or full-blown Agile people looking at more of a predictive environment saying, maybe we can incorporate that. There isn't a one-size-fits-all. Agile feels like the flavor of the month, but it's been around since the 90s. And I think with the shift in the world and the way things that are going and full-blown technological age, that there are a lot of projects that can benefit. And certainly from the state of all of these project management certifications being updated to accommodate Agile, it's the wave of the future.